Let's now go back to the special events, as it is now time for us to get through the event we unlock from winning the International Supercar Series, and that is this: the Porsche Pro Cup. Compete against the quickest drivers in the fastest race upgraded Porsche 911s. So, an event exclusive to the Porsche 911, entry fee of 50 grand and 100 grand if we can win the series overall as a bonus in the prize pot. And the tracks we are heading to include Durham Road, Kindiak Park, Dolphin Cove and Snowy Ridge. And basically what I need to do is I need to win the first race if I'm going to have any hope of getting through this. And because of how strainingly hard this event really is, I need ABS on. It's also because, well, I know this is basically going to be a war of attrition in terms of the amount of money I'm probably going to be spending on repair bills. So a lot of the money I basically earn, it will mean nothing unless I win. That's one thing I've pretty much established at this stage. I basically need to win the first race if I'm going to have any shots whatsoever of pulling this off. I need to go for nothing else but first in this race. That's what needs to happen here. I really need to try my damnedest to make sure I do win the first race, regardless of what happens. If I'm gonna win this. I basically need to give this my fucking damnedest if I'm gonna have any shot of winning this. I'm also gonna have to make sure I avoid crashing. And I mean, I'm gonna have to avoid hitting the areas I would normally hit, regardless of how loose this car really is. But hopefully, since I have ABS on, it won't be sliding around quite as much in the corners. Even though I can guarantee this will not be a damage-free run, as I've already wrecked myself. As I've already wrecked myself so many times at this stage, it'll basically be a miracle if I do manage to win this.
You're in 4th place. It's the final lap.
And I managed to slot myself up into 2nd, pulling off a double pass on the exit of that first left-hander. Although I think the AI are clearly better than me at this stage, because they clearly have more pace than I do. And at this stage, I honestly don't know if I either will or won't win this first time. I mean, I'm in it to win it, obviously, but it depends on knowing if I can prove it to be a doable task. That's probably the main question I want to know the answer to. But anyway, I'm here now, I'm closing in on the leader, so maybe I can manage to pull this off. But at this stage, who knows? And doesn't look like it either. for fuck's sake. I'm literally driving out of my skin hearing that it's not working.
You beat the lap record. You placed second.
I really don't know if I either will or won't win this. I'm also really not sure how much the damage is going to be, but at least I can say I didn't barrel roll or flip. Because if I did, then well, I would be distraught.
Congratulations! You set new course and lap records.
Even though it's not the best overall. But whatever, moving on. On to Kindiak Park. Because I really want to try and see if I can somehow get a win with this thing. Really don't know if it's my ineptitude that's making me frustrated, or if it's just the fact of saying that the AI are literally 2 times faster than me. Even though I'm literally driving out of my fucking skin just to try and make it so I can salvage something. Because at this stage, I really feel like I'm losing sense of control over this thing. Unless I can somehow beat the first race with a win. I don't know how else I'm going to control this. Because if I don't win the first race, then well, I'm basically not going to win any race. That's basically what the case is going to be here. At least I think that's what it's going to be. This is so fucked up. Because unless I'm winning, and I'm clearly not, then there's literally nothing else I can do. Sorry if that was a little bit overboard, but you know. This event is really pushing me to that point of where everything is just starting to go completely overboard. Well, at least I can say I'm closing in on the leader, so maybe if it's possible I can actually manage to beat him. Maybe. Although I cannot be certain until I know my chances are good.
You're in second place. It's the final lap.
Well, I'm gonna have to give him the bumper if I'm gonna win this, because it's pretty obvious to say this is not gonna be won cleanly. I think the first moment I get close to him, I'm basically gonna have to use the bumper just to pass him, because I know this is not gonna be a clean pass. If I'm gonna win this. Or we could just do that. That also works, apparently. That could have been a lot worse than it actually was. But anyway. Or I could just do that. That also works. But the only thing I need to do now is make sure I hold on to it. Yeah, again. I can definitely say this event is a difficult one. But as long as I can manage to win at least one of the first 2 races, and potentially win another race whilst I'm at it, then maybe I'll be a contender for this thing, potentially. Anyways, I win.
You beat the lap record. You won the race.
And in the process, I also set a new lap record. Which is awesome.
3, 2, 1, go!
Well, I guess whilst I'm here I might as well get myself a thumbnail shot whilst I'm here. Still, I really had to drive out of my skin just to make sure I won that race. And now I'm starting to lose my voice again. Okay. So just getting my thumbnail shots whilst I'm here. And even though it probably wasn't a race-winning effort, I can definitely say it was a hard-fought effort for me to get to the front. Because there's literally no other description I can offer which will match the sheer amount of temeritous amounts of trying I had to put in just to get the win, but I somehow did it.
You're in second place. It's the final lap.
And yet somehow I won it. Anyways, there we go. I win race 2 at least, so I do get some satisfaction. Now I just need to win the next race.
Congratulations! You've beat the best time and lap record for this track.
Wonderful. Now let's move on. Okay, so I do manage to beat Nemesis. Now I have a 2-point lead, so if I can win the next race at Dolphin Cove, then if it does come down to a tiebreaker and I finish second at Snowy Ridge, then hopefully it should be enough for me to actually win it this time. After many failed attempts I've had up to this point, I think I probably failed this at least 7 times. Maybe even 8. Although I think I've probably failed this 7 times now, but anyways. As long as I can win at Dolphin Cove and then get myself to running up front at Snowy Ridge, then hopefully that should be what gives me the title.
3,
But anyways, here we go.
1, go!
Well, a little late there on the launch, but at least I can say, because we are racing in daylight, I can manage to push harder, because this will be important for me to know that I can push harder, because I can actually see where I'm going. Though whatever. So, heading up to the hairpin now, right where the lighthouse is. And I am leading at the moment as we head into the forest. Really hoping I can hold on to this one, because if I don't, then, well, I'm basically fucked. But anyway, I did put ABS on for a reason, because if I didn't, then it's fair to say this would be much harder than it's actually been, if I'm being completely honest. But since I've now got a win under my belt, maybe I can manage to potentially survive this, hopefully. But anyway, keeping myself together at the moment as we now go into the latter stages of the lap. Really hoping to not fucking screw this up any more than I have done. But anyways, heading back into town right by the harbour, underneath the two dolphin statues.
You're in first place. It's the final lap.
As we now begin lap 2 here at Dolphin Cove. I'm holding on to the lead at the moment, so maybe if it's possible I can manage to score the win as long as I hold on. It's also as long as I don't scrape the wall too many times. Although in saying that, Nemesis just wrecked himself. Even though he did put the bumper to me to try and see if he could crash me, but ultimately he was unsuccessful. Anyways, so going through the forest now, I'm still not brave enough to keep my foot on the throttle, but either way, I'm still up front. I think Frost is now the guy behind me, although it could be Ranger. Oh, it is Ranger. So Ranger is the guy behind me, and if he can manage to stay between myself and Nemesis, then maybe if it's possible I might have a stronger shot of winning this compared to what I did before. And apparent as it might be, Nemesis has now dropped down the order. But anyway, trying to see if I can go for the win and nothing else, because that could be my only hope. But whatever. And not gonna get it this time. Oh well.
That's your best lap. You placed second.
Well, at least I can say Nemesis finished in last. So I do manage to gain some points on him. That's the important thing.
3.
I wasn't able to win, but at least I can say I gained some points on him. And that's the most important thing. So what's the points margin now?
Congratulations. You beat the best time for this track.
Yes, even though I didn't get the lap record. But whatever. I'm still leading, and as of which, I now have a 5-point lead over Ranger. Even though I really do wish the repair bills weren't as monolithic as they have been. But anyway, 5-point lead, heading into the final race at Snowy Ridge. I do have ABS on because, well, I want to make this easier, and hopefully if it's possible, I can actually manage to win an event outright for once. Because, well, I've just been that much more consistent at this stage. I may only have one win, but at least I can say my consistency has kept me in the hunt. So I think if I can manage to finish on the podium, then hopefully I should have won this, if I can finish on the podium. But anyways, here we are at Snowy Ridge. I can also tell you my chances of winning here are not going to be good ones. Because of how fucking slippery the track surface is, with all the snow and ice. and because of how I've noticed the AI seem to be better than me at getting around this course than I am. But maybe if it's possible, I can manage to work a miracle. If I don't scrape the walls too many times or wreck myself in the latter stages of the race. Because I really don't want to crash too many times at this stage. Although in saying that, I just lost the lead. Well, at least I can say... Well, at least I can say... I didn't lose as much as I could have lost. Plus I did have a 5-point lead coming into this, so... I think if I finish second here, I should be good. Or if I finish third, I should also be good, I think. I really don't want this to come down to a tiebreaker. But if it does, then, well... It's basically going to be because, well, I've been Pillar King. If there's any simple word I can think of, it would have to be that a lot of the time I've just been Pillar King. In other words, I've been messing around with my ineptitude. As we now head through the cave, and back onto the tarmac once again. And this is not going very well.
You're in third place. It's the final lap.
Okay, so I think Ranger is probably going to be my best competition here. I think if I finish on the podium, I should at least be good enough to get myself the championship outright for once. Considering that's not something I've done. And up to this stage, I've been extremely lucky to say that I've managed to get this far. Especially considering the trial and error I had to physically overcome just to make sure I got to this point. I don't anticipate a win, but for fuck's sake. This is going to be another tiebreaker, isn't it? I can basically tell when this is going to be another tiebreaker. Because I just cannot tame this course. No matter how valiantly I try, I just cannot seem to tame this course. And I think it's beginning to tell me how much I hate it. As in, I really do solely hate Snowy Ridge. And also because of how much I just hate the AI, period, around this track. But anyways, I am back up into third position now, so just have to keep going, and maybe if it's possible, experience will reward me at the end of the day, hopefully. Even though I'm still not able to tame these conditions. Okay, come on, don't choke, don't choke, don't choke, don't choke. Okay.
That's your best lap. You placed third.
Okay, so mathematically, I should have the championship. The title should be mine.
3.
In spite of knowing how many times I crashed. But whatever. I got to the podium, so hopefully I've won this outright. Because I've been more consistent.
Congratulations! You beat the best time for this track.
Okay, so it's looking good. since I did finish on the podium. But the real question is, will it be good enough? Yes, it is good enough. Okay, I won by a single point over Ranger. Frost and Nemesis tied for third, as of which Nemesis basically fell off a cliff after that second race. Chump was fifth in the end of that, and Bullet finishes in last. A lot of that prize money was lost, but either way, doesn't matter because I still get the title.
Congratulations! You have won the gold trophy!
Alright. Way to go. You have won the Porsche 911 Pro Cup Gold Trophy. Your first place prize is the Special Edition Pro Cup Porsche 911. You know, this thing actually looks pretty cool, if I'm being completely honest. I actually really like this thing, in the way it looks. Anyways, let's now save the game. So, as a result of me relying mostly on consistency, I won the Porsche Pro Cup outright, for once. After many failed attempts to do it. But anyways, I put my head down, I made sure to push hard, and whatever the cost may have been, I did manage to get the results at the end of the day. And I honestly don't give a shit about anything else because, well, to put it simply, I won the bastard. And if we have a look in the trophy room now, and have a look at the special events, you will notice we have just one special event left, and that is the endurance racing competition, but I will be saving that for last. And the other event we have left to do is the GT Racing Championship. Again, I will be saving that for later on because, well, there's something else we have in this game that I figure is necessary for me to check out, and that is Hot Pursuit mode. Now, will this be easier than the events I've recently done? I don't know, but will it at least give me an easier time than what the last couple of events have done? Hopefully. But anyway, we will be doing Hot Pursuit next, so with that, stay tuned for more of Road Challenge.